Hey, welcome to a very special Sports Unfolded NBA preview show. Ron, Kenny, welcome. How are you gentlemen tonight?
We're doing all right.
All right, we're better than last night with our Patriots post game. So we're only going to talk basketball tonight. And really excited. We're going to break down every team, kind of go through some of the keys to those teams. And then at the end, we'll discuss who we feel is going to be the NBA champion this upcoming season. First and foremost, though, let's congratulate the Chicago Sky of the WNBA for winning the title last night. So congratulations, Candace Parker and her team. They ended up winning that series three games to one. So
she's such a good ball player.
Very good.
She's so good.
One of the best in the world. All right. So we're going to start off in the Eastern Conference, and we're going to discuss team by team. So we'll start off with the New York Knicks. The Knicks went 41-31 last season. They're coached by Tom Thibodeau. They averaged 107 points per game, which was 26th in the league, and gave up 104.7, which was the best in the league. So they had the best defense. Ninth overall in rebounding at 45.1. Assists per game, they averaged 21.4, which was 29th. They shot 45.6%, and for free throws, 78.4. So a couple key signings. They re-signed Taj Gibson. They signed Evan Fournier. They re-signed Derrick Rose, and they signed in trade with Kemba Walker. What do we think about this team, and can they improve?
Well, I feel there might be too many last year's Boston Celtics on this team now. They might take a step back.
Thank you, Pizza Time, for the bits.
Pizza Time.
So they have, Julius Randle, who definitely took that next step last season and was one of those top players in the league.
He's so good.
RJ Barrett going to take that next step? Like, he's got to be that key for them to continue this run. I like Derrick Rose. The guy's been, just martyred with injuries his entire career. If he can stay healthy and do what he did last year too, again, they have a really good team.
Yeah, I really like how this team has been put together. I'm still skeptical on Kemba Walker. I mean, look, you just got to figure he's not going to play a full season. Like, that's just how it is, And if he gets hurt, and then he goes back to that every other game thing, that hurts.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Saw what it did to Boston last season. We'll have to see how it works out with the Knicks. I think they've got high hopes that he's going to play more than he's sitting. I don't know if that's even a possibility with those knees.
Well, first of all, Tom Thibodeau is a defensive genius, and we know that. Thank you for 2008, Tom Thibodeau. Thank you for 2008.
Yep.
But the one thing is, he collects guards. There's 5 guards on this team. 5 guards. Okay. And Obi Toppin has to be strong this year.
Yeah.
He had a terrible last year, had a great summer league, so he has to improve that until the regular season.
Yeah, and I think they expect a lot from Toppin. Again, he was their number 1 draft pick last season.
Yeah.
So realistically, he's got to be that next guy up mentality to say, look, if they failed last season in the playoffs,
yeah,
if they're gonna advance further in the playoffs this year, Toppin's gonna have to be one of those guys that really takes that next step. Because I'm not sure Julius Randle is gonna have the same exact season he had last year. Then.
No,
I don't know. I think he's a very good player. He's solid, but again, he overachieved last season. He was much better than he has been his entire career. So reality is we've seen more bad than good from him.
Yep.
Let's talk about a team that's in complete chaos right now, and that's the Philadelphia 76ers. So they went 49-23 last season. They're coached by Doc Rivers. They averaged 113.6 points a game, which was 14th overall. They gave up 108.1 points, which was 6th, so pretty good defensively. Rebounding, 45.1, 10th in the league. Assists per game, 23.7, which was 22nd. They shot 47.6% and free throws 76.7%, We kind of know why the free throws. Ben Simmons was one of those contributing factors to that. They didn't really sign anybody in this offseason. Didn't make many moves. Still had Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris. Biggest question is, can this team win without Ben Simmons if that's the decision the team decides to go?
I think they can still make the playoffs without him, but it will be like an 8th spot. I got him to 2nd spot with him, though. So there's a big contrast on what happens with and without him. And that roster shows why, because like most of the offense goes through Ben Simmons, at least he's either dishing it off or getting the points himself. So it's running through him. I'm not saying he's like the best scorer on the team, but a lot of that offense goes through him. And he brings the ball up. I mean, the whole bit. Like, they'd be foolish to get rid of him, to be honest with you. They'd be foolish.
Kenny?
Get rid of him. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. All the Philadelphia Sixers said, we want you to improve. Oh, I don't want to be here. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Did you know last year in the playoffs, he can shoot one basket in the fourth quarters? One basket in the fourth quarter.
In every game?
One basket in every game. In the fourth quarter, he's near the basket, trying to dish it out. Dunk the ball. Why scared? He's scared of missing free throws. He's scared of missing shots, bunnies, dunks. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. You got
the problem is,
you got on the bench.
Is it really that solid, though? Like, if you look at their, Maxey is slated to be their 2nd point guard on the team. 8 points and 2 assists isn't going to get it done.
So I think the problem you got to look at is this, though, too. Look, Joel Embiid has not been healthy an entire season. You get rid of Ben Simmons, you're asking a lot of Joel Embiid. You need him to play all 82 games, right? So that puts pressure on him. Secondly, you need Tobias Harris to be the number 2 now, whereas right now they can feed off of what Simmons is bringing to the team and kind of, work off of that. I think this hurts the team. If Ben Simmons doesn't play for this team, I don't think they're going to get equal value of whatever they get in return. I just don't see that happening.
No, they won't. And I mean, you need a guy that can dish the ball. He can certainly do that. And like I said, all the offense came through him. Okay, when he's bringing that ball up, yes, I understand Joel Embiid, 29 points. Harris, 20 points. They get more points than Ben Simmons, but Ben Simmons is putting them in a position to score. And I'm sorry, it's like, that point guard is so important. We've seen it time and time again. You need somebody that can bring the ball up with conviction, with very good decision making, and he has done that. And to me, if you take that out and then you have to put in Maxey, what are you even going to get from him? We don't know. We don't know because he doesn't play enough minutes to even matter. And then it gets even worse, next man on a depth chart,
So the funny thing is, Ron, I agree with you 100%. Look, to me, I don't want Ben Simmons shooting. I don't need him to shoot. He can rebound. He can dish. Right? He's one of the best defensive players in the league. Kenny, you can't deny that. Right? So you're getting 3 solid pieces of a player. And then, listen, he's still going to throw in 10 to 15 points a game.
Yeah.
Right? So, again, those other guys behind him need to step up, worry about the free throws, worry about – so if you got to pull him in with 6 minutes left in the game because, listen, you're worried about the liability from the free throws, think what he gave you for the first, 3.5 quarters.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons Ben Simmons been in the league for 5 years. 5 years.
Yeah.
And every year he says, "Oh, I'm gonna deliver a shot. I'm gonna deliver a shot."
And how many of those point guards in the league get more than 7 points, 7 assists in a game? You know?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think
he gets 7 assists. If you're going to get 7 assists from a player, you look around the league. Look around the league at all those point guards and tell me how many do that. I'll tell you, there aren't many. And if you give me 1 minute, I can actually tell you exactly.
What happened? What's the question?
7 assists he gets. If you look around the league for point guards, how many point guards are going to give you 7 assists a game?
Chris Paul.
There aren't many.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, one. Name 5 others.
Name 5. Westbrook.
Okay, keep going.
I got Westbrook. Who else I got? I got
Yeah, keep going.
Kyle Lowry.
Wait, does he?
Kyle Lowry,
Does he get 7?
Yeah, he gets 7, yeah. Yeah. Kyle Lowry? He don't play for Toronto no more.
I know, but he don't get 7. You don't get 7 assists a game.
He gets 7 assists easily.
I want to thank Turd for the bits.
He is
Thank you.
exactly 7 assists. He is exactly 7
So
assists.
you named 3. All right, let's move on from this conversation. We all agree. Well, 2 of us agree Ben Simmons is needed for Philly. Let's talk about our own Boston Celtics.
Who?
The Boston Celtics went 36-36 last season. They're coached by Ime Udoka. I always say his name wrong.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to say it.
Averaged 112.6 points a game, which was 16th in the league. They gave up 111.2 points a game, 11th overall in the league. Rebounding, 44.3, 15th overall. Assists per game, 23.5, which was 25th. They shot 46.6% from the field and 77.5% from the free throw line. Key signings, they re-signed Enes Kanter and Dennis Schroeder.
Woo.
We obviously know the big 2 they have, right? Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They added Al Horford back in a trade. What do we really expect from the Boston Celtics this season? I could say
the only thing that you could hope for is that they actually try every game.
So
that's the only thing you can hope for.
The one word I'm going to tell you right now is disappointment again. Well, that's 2 words, I guess.
Well,
because I just feel like this team isn't any better than they were last season.
So then that would not be a disappointment then.
They went 500.
Right. If they go 500 again, it's not a disappointment.
And they finished 7th. They had to play the play-in game. Like, it wasn't – this team has better talent than that.
Eric, I totally get it. Like, even on paper, this team isn't as good as last year. Okay, so if they don't get to 500, it's not really a disappointment because they're expected to not get there because the team is less of a team. But the one thing that we can hope for, last year, they only showed up for half the games.
So do you think that change at coaching can help the Boston Celtics?
I think it can. And I think it will.
I think you know what, Ron, look, we are on the same vibe.
You're gonna get an effort. They're gonna have to give an effort because if they don't, they're not gonna play. It's simple as that. And I don't think he's afraid to bench anybody. To be honest with you, he already suspended, Smart for a preseason game.
I read one of the best things I've read so far about Udoka. He actually told the players that if you complain to the referees about a call, he's pulling you out of the game. Because I am sick of seeing Jason Tatum cry about every call. I finally think we may have a coach that's going to say, look, you stop complaining, we're pulling you. We're taking you out of the game.
Yep.
That's what this team needs. Just to play. Be hard, play hard.
Show up for every game.
Right? I think this change is going to be good.
You know what?
When is the Seahawks? We're on basketball tonight. Shakara Power. Thank you for joining, but we are on our NBA preview show here on Sports Unfolded tonight.
You know
NBA.
what?
So if you got any NBA questions, we can definitely answer them.
The defense is going to be good. Okay, we'll make the playoffs.
Because that wasn't up, Eric.
But let me tell you something. Okay, I don't like Udoka. I don't. Why? He has commitment issues. Okay. How are you going to be engaged? How are you going to be engaged to Nia Long for 16 years?
Maybe she don't want to get married.
What?
Maybe it's her. Maybe it's her.
Come on now.
My Hollywood career.
What are you doing?
You're comparing his basketball career and coaching
Yeah.
to his relationships.
Yeah. 16
Wait.
years?
This is what we've been waiting for.
How many people 2 years ago knew who Nia Long was?
Everybody know who Nia Long was.
Right, exactly.
Everybody knows who she was.
He's a nobody, so if she dumps him, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They don't know who he is.
Do we feel like that might be the distraction for the team? Because she comes around. I mean, these guys, next thing you know, I don't know.
No.
Hey, maybe
I don't feel any better about
this.
this
Can
team.
arrange something for the team.
Hey,
Hey, if you win the game and you get best player of the game, you get a date.
Ron. What do you got? What is this Major League where they stop peeling off pieces as they win?
Exactly.
Oh god.
So getting back on topic, do we honestly feel any better about this team, or do we feel like this team's going to be any better?
I feel a little better.
Little better.
Like I said, I don't think the team is better talent-wise, but it will play better this year.
So can I say this too? Look at the division they're in, and you've got to look at. So the next team we're going to talk about is the Brooklyn Nets. Once we get into it, right? But think about what they're going through with their player, what Philly's going through with their player, right? Does that help them maybe sneak ahead of these two teams? Based on the fact that they could be in a lot of turmoil, right?
Yeah.
That would be an advantage. And we don't expect the Knicks to be as good as they were last season.
Okay, they will not sneak past Brooklyn. They could sneak past Philadelphia if Philadelphia gets rid of Ben Simmons.
And New
Period.
York,
That's
right?
it. If he stays there, they're not getting ahead of either one of those two.
But I'm just saying, so you think about it, that's a possibility. So let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets. So the Brooklyn Nets finished second overall in the East. They were 48-24 last season. They're coached by Steve Nash. They averaged 118.6 points a game, which was second best overall in the NBA. Gave up 114.1, which was 21st. Rebounds, 44.4, 14th overall. Assists per game, 26.8, which was 7th. Field goal percentage was 49.4, so that's pretty good. And free throws was 80.4. So they added Paul Millsap, Patty Mills, re-signed LaMarcus Aldridge, who came back after that. He had to take that year off last year. Re-signed Blake Griffin. Obviously, we know they're big too with Durant and Harden. Are they going to have a big three?
At some point this year, they will. It may not be who we think. I think they're going to get a trade. Look, they're going to have to trade. Did he fall?
I don't know. He's falling. He can't get up. I don't know what's going on. If we hit the alert thing, we know.
Yeah. If I think a Kyrie trade is imminent. That's what I think.
I just don't know if they can move him with that contract. Who's going to pick him up? And then knowing that he may not get to have to be able to play in certain games.
Hey, maybe he'll end up with LeBron.
Yeah, I can see that happening again. Yeah, they make up. I don't know about that.
Look, I can see him going to Dallas. I really could.
I would like that move. I honestly would like that move.
It would be good for him because then he doesn't have to wear a mask or get vaccinated or do anything, that our president would like him to do.
Not going to talk about it.
So, but it's a reality. He doesn't want to do that. He's not going to. And in the state of Texas, it doesn't matter.
The problem is, though, and again, I don't know how it works with visiting. Like if you're going to other arenas. Like I know in Brooklyn, he wouldn't be able to play.
Right.
Right. And I believe it's the same thing with San Francisco in that
it's all
area.
state by state. It's all state by state.
You know, you still might not get this player, you know what I mean? Let's just get 75% of the time he plays.
Right.
Somebody like Dallas, that works out. You're going to miss 50% of your games if you stay with Brooklyn automatically. And they have already said they're not even going to bother with it.
Yeah,
so
no, he's going to miss
right
every game. So he's eventually going to get traded for something.
It must be nice for these players. You know, Deshaun Watson gets to sit on a bench and get paid. Kyrie's going to get to sit home and get paid. That's
so
we're in the wrong business, gentlemen.
If I was, you know, running the Brooklyn Nets, I would trade them for maybe some draft picks, and then you trade those draft picks for a player, and you can get a look. There are lots of bad teams. Lots of that. There is a plethora of bad teams in this league, and you can trade some draft picks to get a new point guard.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Kyrie decides to get vaccinated. Let's just say it happens.
Smart.
Not that I don't think it will, but he decides to get vaccinated. Does this automatically put the Brooklyn Nets as the favorite to win the East?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So realistically, without him, what do you think?
They got Patty Mills.
I think they can still do it.
Patty Mills.
Patty Mills isn't bad. Like, he's not a bad player.
He's solid. He's not Kyrie.
No, he's not Kyrie, but
you
don't need Kyrie. Okay. You need somebody that can say, "Here, Durant.
Yep.
Here, Harden."
Okay.
And on the Spurs,
is their starting point guard.
And on the Spurs, he was running.
They win the East with Patty Mills as their starting point guard.
Yeah, I think they would.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next team, gentlemen. That's the Toronto Raptors. They went 27-45. They're coached by Nick Nurse. They scored 111.3 points a game, which was 19th. Gave up 111.7, which was 15th. So they're basically dead even. They gave up a little more than they actually scored. Rebounding 41.6, which was 28th. Assists per game 24.1, 20th overall. 44.8% shooting from the field, and free throws they were 81.5. Signed Gary Trent Jr., Goran Dragic. Obviously, they have Pascal Siakam and then Fred VanVleet. So, obviously, a couple years ago with Kawhi Leonard, finals, completely different team now.
Yep.
Can they get back to their winning ways?
Not this year.
No.
They're like lost in this division. They don't have a chance. They don't have a chance.
They don't.
All of their wins are either going to be against Boston or anywhere else.
Why you gotta go there? Why? Come on.
They're not going to win a single game in New York, Brooklyn, or Philadelphia.
Okay.
Not a single game.
Kenny, any opinions on the Raptors?
And you know why they're not going to win? They don't have a center.
They don't have anything.
They don't have anything. They have guards and forwards.
Like, at their center position, they got 9 rebounds combined per game.
Thank you.
That's not good.
Boston have a center.
Probably not, because Al Horford don't like to play center. He likes to play forward.
Well, he's playing center, just letting you know.
I think he stretches the floor.
Give me the best center in that division.
Yeah.
There isn't one.
Embiid.
Okay, so that's it.
Robinson. From New York. I like him.
Okay.
He's all right.
8 points, 8 rebounds. You know?
Nope.
Not bad. He's gonna get better.
They don't need a center. They don't need a center.
Yeah, well.
Let's move on to the Central Division in the East.
Aren't we predicting where they're gonna finish?
Oh no, we can. Let's do that. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Hurry up. Get yours down.
I didn't know we were doing that, but I like it.
Well,
Go ahead.
that's what we always do, right?
All
We
right,
do
go
that.
ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So in fifth, I have Toronto. In fourth, I have Boston. Unless Ben Simmons leaves Philly, then it'll be Philly.
Mm.
At 3, I have New York.
Mm.
At 2, I have Brooklyn.
Wow.
And at number 1, I have Philly with Ben Simmons.
Okay.
Okay.
But Brooklyn would be number 1 if Ben Simmons is gone from there.
Okay.
All right.
Kenny?
I got 1. I got the Brooklyn Nets. I got 2 New York Knicks. I got 3 76ers. I got 4 Raptors.
He's got Boston fifth.
I got Boston 5th. Sorry. I got Boston 5th. Right.
I love you, man. You're awesome.
Got
You
Boston
and-
5th.
And he's got that picture in the background. How dare you? So I'm pretty close. I think we're all about to close. I got Toronto in 5th, Boston 4th, New York 3rd, Philly 2nd, even if with Simmons or not, because I just think Durant's going to carry them enough. And Harden, a healthy Harden, carries Brooklyn to at least a 1 spot.
Okay.
All right, we're going to the Central Division.
Going to the big
Ooh,
D.
ooh,
Yeah, let's see what we got here. Eastern Conference Central Division. And we'll start off with the Chicago Bulls. So this is a very interesting team. They made a lot of changes. Bulls last season, so you can't even count it. They were 11th overall in the Eastern Conference, but 31-41, but coached by Billy Donovan.
Billy.
Right? We know PC, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Friars. Let's go. So points per game, 110.7, 21st. Gave up 111.6, 14th. Rebounds, 45 even, which was 11th. Assists per game, 26.8, which was 8th. Shot 47.6% from the field and 79.1 from the free throw line. They obviously added Alonzo Ball, Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan. They still have Zach LaVine, Nikolai Vucevic. How good is this team this year? Obviously, they're much improved from last year.
Yeah, they're. I'll tell you, this is going to be an interesting division because there are 3 teams that can win the division, and they are one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the team. I like the team. Like if you add up the points that those players that are starting, it comes out to 96 points as an average. That's just your starters. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, and listen, I like Zach LaVine. He's the only question for me, though, because there's been a lot of talk about him possibly wanting out after all these pickups and feeling like he's not going to be the guy, the number 1 guy.
Thanks for all those bits, Chimera.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. Back again tonight. Thank you.
Awesome. Top fan.
Right. So look at the fact that Warzone. He's playing some Warzone. All right. Probably jumping on after this. So Zach LaVine is the key to the Chicago Bulls' success because is his heart going to be in it? Does he want to stay in Chicago? Does he want to play with these guys?
Most definitely.
Right?
Most definitely.
But Lonzo Ball, to me, I love this pick. I wanted Boston to grab him.
Oh my God, I did too.
Yes.
I did too.
Yes.
Right?
He's a hell of a ball player.
Yeah, right. We can criticize again. He's improved on his shooting. He can rebound. He's gonna assist. Think about Lob City 2.0 now.
Oh my God.
Him and Zach LaVine. Just throw that bad boy up there. Let it just come. The hammer's coming down. This is gonna be a fun team to watch.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Right? And again, the only one question you would say is DeRozan. I mean, just because of his age. And can he keep up with these boys? Right? Because they're going to be running.
Exactly.
They're going to be running.
Yeah.
So I really like the Chicago Bulls. Interesting.
The only thing is they lack a little defense, but if they can get, going on defense, young kids don't play defense. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I think change of pace, different guys now.
Yep.
Thing is, though, Billy Donovan's never been known as a defensive coach. Yeah, I mean, he's an offensive guy.
Yeah.
He likes to just let it fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make him rain. That's what he does. So we'll have to see. Indiana Pacers finished 9th overall in the East, 34-38, coached by Rick Carlisle. So there was a change there.
Yep.
Scored 115.3 points a game, so 6th overall, 115.3. So they literally even on what they gave up and scored. It was 25th overall. Rebounding, 42.7, 26th. Assists per game, 27.4, which was 2nd overall. So they like to share the ball, distribute. Field goals 47.4, and then free throws 79.2.
It helps when your center can give you 7 assists.
Yeah, right. Miles Turner is an anomaly when it comes to
No,
centers.
I'm talking about Sabonis.
Oh, Sabonis! I forgot Sabonis is on there. That's right.
Like his daddy.
Turner's the block master. That's what Turner is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a great center position, all the way through. They produce. I mean, you're talking like you said, Turner. He gives you 13 points a game coming off the bench, and the 7 rebounds from your second center. That's incredible. Yeah. Most teams don't even have that in their first.
Yeah, and so if you think about just the fact that from a defensive standpoint, his presence, right? The only thing that I would question is they didn't really do much to improve. TJ McCollum is the only guy they signed overall. So, what is the difference with the coaching philosophy now with Rick Carlisle? Listen, he had Luka in Dallas, and we all know Luka's a special player.
Luka nasty though.
And but he couldn't. Right, but he couldn't win. He couldn't get them over the hurdle. With less talent in Indiana, I mean, does he make a difference?
Wait, is it less talent?
Yeah.
Because you have Luka,
who's probably better than every single player on their team.
Yes.
Right. He is. I agree with that.
I'm saying from a standpoint,
the rest of the team isn't as good as this team. I'm sorry. I think Indiana is way better than Dallas. I do. I think they are.
All right. Well,
don't give me that smirk.
Lit. Sweet kid.
Don't give me that smirk, Kenny. I see
Sweet
it.
kid in the house.
Ooh.
What I mean, I don't know. I to me, I would take Dallas' team over this team, but that's me.
Thank you.
Especially if you get Ben Simmons. That was a good call. I like that call. Oh no, Kyrie. We said Kyrie. Put Kyrie on Dallas. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that would change everything.
Let's talk about the Detroit Pistons, who finished 15th in the Eastern Conference. Not very good. 20-52, coached by Dwayne Casey.
Oh, wait, that's the Lions. Wait. Oh, that's right. They're the same. They're the same.
Wow. You threw that right in there. You see that?
They're the same.
Wow.
Scored 106.6 points a game, which was 27th. Gave up 111.1, finished 10th overall. 42.7 on the rebounds, 25th. 24.2 on assists, 18th. 45.2% field goal shooting, not very good there. And 75.9% from the free throw line. Only big signing that I saw from them was Kelly Olynyk. They still have Jeremy Grant.
Sorry.
And then
you said big signing?
I was probably the best signing they had. And then let's look at Cade Cunningham as their draft pick there. So what do we think?
That boy can ball. A little bit more confidence, a little bit more focus, but
I don't think it's going to be hard for him to get in the lineup. It's not going to be hard.
They can ball. Jimmy
Grant. Thanks for the subscription, Sway. Appreciate you.
Jimmy Grant.
So listen. Do we feel as good about this pick though? Like, is this going to set the? Listen, there's no Tim Duncans. There's no these number one picks that are going to just change an organization. Is he enough?
Are you saying they're not walking through that door?
Yeah, they're not walking through that door. There's no Robert Parrish, Larry Bird, yes, Kevin McHale walking through that door. This is the Chauncey Billups, Ron Mercer, like that did not turn around an organization. Does that hurt this kid?
Uh,
They're not a very good team. There's not much on this team.
Look, it depends on what Detroit does next year.
Yeah.
It really does. Like they're gonna get a high pick again because this team is gonna be terrible. And when you got teams like Milwaukee, Indiana, and Chicago in this division,
yeah, you're
going to take a lot of losses.
Yeah,
because there's no way that team beats any of them.
Kelly
There's
Olynyk,
no
no. No, that's
him.
the
It is
difference.
14 points is the high scorer on this team, most likely.
Big Kelly, bringing it on, bring it home, brother. Let's talk about another team that we're really not sure of what they're gonna be, and that's the Cleveland Cavaliers. Finished 13th overall in the East, coached by J.B. Bickerstaff.
Yeah,
scored 103.8 points a game, which was 30th, dead last in the league. Gave up 112.3, 17th overall. Rebounds 42.8, 24th. Assist per game 23.8, 21st. Shot 45% from the field and 74.3 from the free throw line. So clearly across the board, not very good numbers.
yes, but they did get a good signing.
Signed Jared Allen, Lauri Markkanen, right? So
That's
good
the
guys.
big one.
The problem is though they were loaded at the big position already.
Well, yeah, now you have Love sitting on the bench.
And Love doesn't even know if he's going to buy. I don't know what's going on with Kevin Love. They tried to trade him. He's buy him out so he could go somewhere. Like he could have went to L.A. and just sat the bench and won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
And he decided he wants to stay in Cleveland. I don't know. What about Colin Sexton and Ricky Rubio? So they're two probably best scoring options of both point guards.
Well, Sexton's going to get the start.
Yeah,
so that's undoubtedly. What has he got? Like 24 points a game, 4 assists. Point guard with only 4 assists.
Nobody can score on that team. They shot 45%.
I know. That's the problem. But now, look, I think getting what is his name, Mikkonen or
Marketing. Oh, it's like me doing hockey.
Yeah, I know. So Markkanen, like that could change a lot of things. I think he's a good ball player, and I think he's going to help this team.
Problem is he's a big though.
Yeah.
Right. They're too loaded on that the 4-5 position.
I'm not saying that they
don't have solid forwards or guards. They're in the same position that they were
power
last.
forwards, 3 centers. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
see that. But he's gonna get maybe an added assist per game, maybe 2. If he keeps dishing it to the big guys and let them work down low. That's what they have to do, because they're not good enough to distribute the ball around the perimeter and sit there and shoot all day like that. They have too many big guys that they should just take advantage of the size and go down low and just dunk all day long. That's what they should do.
I don't know. I don't understand some of the.
Look, I'm not saying that they're gonna win a lot of games, but they're gonna out Detroit.
We didn't even talk about the big guy that they signed.
What, Jared Allen?
Taco Fall, baby.
Oh my God, Taco Fall.
That's what they needed. Right. Another center. Tacos. It's Taco Tuesdays in Cleveland. Now.
Watch Taco become an all-star.
I will literally. You can't. I don't think that'll ever happen.
He averages 3 rebounds, right? Think about this: 3 rebounds. He plays like 2 minutes a game.
7-6.
What happens if he plays like? What happens if he plays 15 minutes a game? You don't think he's going to get
with all these guys?
I'm just saying, Eric. If he plays 15 minutes a game, he's going to give you 10+ rebounds.
We'll see. He ain't playing.
I'm just saying.
Let's talk about the world champion Milwaukee Bucks. 46-26 last season. Mike Budenholzer is their coach. They were the number one scoring team in the league at 120.1, gave up 114.2, which was 22nd overall. Second in the league in rebounding at 48.1, 25.5 assists per game, which was 14th overall, 48.7% from the field, and 76% from the free throw line. Re-signed Bobby Portis, who was very good for them in the playoffs, so I thought that was a very good signing.
Good defense.
Rodney Hood, George Hill, so veterans. Semi Ojeleye from the Boston Celtics is now officially there. Obviously,
there are
Giannis
Celtics everywhere.
Yeah. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's an MVP candidate every single year.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton in the playoffs definitely took that next step as the number 2 guy. We saw it. Can this team repeat?
Yeah.
The division?
Yeah.
No,
doubt.
overall.
If they can stay healthy, yes. If Giannis can stay healthy, yes. Because he is not afraid of the spotlight. He's not afraid of anything.
They're not going to repeat.
And you think about the free throw shooting where he struggled, and then he decided in the finals he finally came alive and he was hitting those free throws. So if he improves that, if he improves that during the regular season as well, then think about it. I mean,
they can repeat, but they're not going to.
Okay. The question was, can they?
Yeah, they can.
Okay. But they're not going to. I know, Ron. I knew that was coming as well from you. All right, Kenny, how you got this division?
Oh, I got Bucks number 1, of course. I got the Bulls number 2. I got the Pistons number 3. I like them. They can run.
Oh, wow.
Pistons, I got 3. They're young kids. I like them. They can if they run the ball, they can win some games. You know what I'm saying? And they can sneak in there. 4, I got the Cavaliers, and 5, I got the
Indiana Pacers.
I got the Pacers. Yeah.
Oh my God! You cannot have Indiana at 5. There's no way.
This is why we put him on Sports Unfolded, because he's not afraid to say what he means.
Thank you.
Right?
5, yeah.
No, he's completely wrong each time. He'll say it.
Kidding me?
Jared Goff.
We'll see.
MVP. Jared Goff, MVP. I think I remember that from our football preview show. But we'll that's okay. It's all right. It's okay. And now, we're not talking football. Ron, how do you got this?
Okay, so I have Pistons dead last. Dead last.
Wow.
They can't even catch Cleveland at this point.
Not that I was going to bring up football. But Dan Campbell should actually try to coach them and tell them to run through a wall or something. See what happens.
Yeah, see what happens.
It's not working with the Lions.
Cleveland, number 4. I have Chicago, number 3. I have Indiana, number 2. I really like this Indiana team, and I like that Carlisle's going to be coaching it. And Milwaukee, number 1.
Okay. All right. So I got Detroit at 5. Cleveland at 4.
Yeah.
Indiana 3.
Yeah.
I think that's a dogfight between them and Chicago.
That's what
it really depends on if Chicago meshes, then I think Chicago's, and then you got to have Milwaukee at number 1.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the easy part. Well, the easy part was putting Detroit last, but Indiana and Chicago, I wavered back and forth, and like you said, you hit the nail on the head, Eric, with the dogfight between those two teams, because one of them is going to be left out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're correct on that. Pretty sure you're correct on that. So let's go to the Southeast Division. And we'll start off with the team that finished 6th overall in the East. That was the Miami Heat. They went 40-32. They're coached by Eric Spoelstra. They scored 108.1 points a game, so 25th overall. 108 even points against, which was 5th, so very good defensively. 41.5 rebounds per game, which was 29th. 26.3 assists per game, which was 9th overall in the league. 46.8% shooting. And 79% from the free throw line. Key signings: Markieff Morris, PJ Tucker, Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo re-signed, and Duncan Robinson re-signed. Obviously, they got Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler.
Let me tell you what I think about Jimmy Butler after the playoffs last year. Like, he's good. He's an all-star. Like, he got, I don't know what happened with him in Chicago. Like, that team was just a mess. But since he's been in Miami, oh my God,
I think it's a maturity thing. I think he matured enough to understand that, listen, if he wants to win and legitimately wants to win, he's got to change his mentality. And you see it. He's more of a team guy now. He's more about trying to win and not just his numbers. So I think that's key. And I think the talent around him in Miami has been so good.
Oh yeah, I mean they surrounded him with some solid players.
Listen, Bam Adebayo, as much as I didn't think this guy was for real. He's good. He's going to be an all-star for years to come now. Like, you can see it. He just has every part of the aspect of the game. He can rebound. He can shoot. He can beat you down low defensively. I remember that block against Tatum in the bubble. That pretty much sealed the Celtics.
I remember that.
So, you know what I mean? So he's definitely a player. Jimmy Butler's a player. Duncan Robinson's one of the best pure shooters in the game today. So they got that outside threat. The veteran Kyle Lowry, what can he give to this team, though? Is he going to have enough gas in the tank to really get them to continue to drive?
Yeah, you got plenty. You got plenty.
And I think it's
Tyler Hero. Because Tyler Hero nasty.
Hero as well. Yeah, it's Tyler Hero.
He nasty.
This team is stacked.
Yeah,
they're a very good team.
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to be contending for in the East. There's no doubt in my mind.
No, I have no doubt either. I think, look, they're going to get one of the top seeds. I don't see anybody in this division that's going to be able to stop them.
No, so the only
I know there's Atlanta,
and that's the team we're going to talk about next. And I think they're the only team that you can honestly say, look, are they going to take the next jump? So last season, they obviously took a major step. Trae Young became a legitimate superstar. But they finished 41-31 last season. They're coached by Nate McMillan. So I love that coaching change last season. It worked so well for them. They averaged 113.7 points a game, which was 13th overall. Gave up 111.4, which was 12th. 45.6 rebounds per game, 5th in the league. 24.1 assists per game, 19th overall. 46.8% from the field, 81.2% on the free throw line. Re-signed John Collins, very big signing. Clint Capella re-signed with them. And they've got Trae Young.
Yeah.
Can this team be in the mix to be one of those top seeds?
Well, I don't think they're going to catch Miami, so that's going to put them, in one of those vying for a spot, in that top 8, say, And I think they do get in. Because I think they are going to be at least better than Boston, which I have Boston on that line because we don't know what we're going to get with Boston. So you could very well see Boston out, Chicago in, stuff like that for me. So it's going to be tough because they're going to have to battle it out with like Indiana, New York, Boston, Chicago. Those are the teams that are going to be clumped down there. And they're not going to get a top 4 seed, because I don't think they're going to be able to overtake Miami. Or
Kenny?
Either Brooklyn or Philadelphia.
I know you got something to say. I could see it.
The wheels are turning.
I think they're a great team. Trae Young is awesome. They got a lot of defense. But there's one thing I want to see from them. I want to see the little Italian boy, Danilo Gallinari. You know what I'm saying? I want him he's been in the league for a long time. He can shoot. He can defend.
Yeah,
He
He's
can
good.
pass. So they should be using him. He should be starting in that lineup.
13 points a game is no slouch coming off that bench.
Hey,
Like that they have a solid bench as well. When you
Yeah.
look up
If you
and
look at
down
the
that
pairing,
lineup,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
Clint
but if you
Capella,
look
Clint Capella, John Collins.
right? I love the big
Reddish.
men.
Bogdanovich.
Bogdanovich is again very good player, solid.
Yep, Hunter.
So again, this team to me is in the mix.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
They're in the
definitely in a mix.
So the key is though, listen, Trae Young to me is the next Steph Curry.
Mm.
Right? And if he can do what Steph did for the Warriors and get all those other guys, but who's going to be his Klay Thompson or his Draymond Green? That's going to be the key.
The Italian boy.
He wants Gallinari.
The
So,
Italian boy.
if they can get one of those guys to become that number 3 for them,
Yeah.
this team could make some noise.
Oh, it could and it will. It will make noise. Like I'm saying, they're in the playoffs. It's just where they're gonna fall in that.
Yeah.
Like somewhere between 5 and 7 is where I'm thinking.
Mm.
Can they finish higher than 5th though? That would be my question to you.
Yeah.
And I know there's
That
some
would
good
be
teams
tough
ahead of them.
because you have that Philadelphia and
The Brooklyn
Brooklyn in the same division. So most likely one of them is going to be the number 1 and the other one is going to be number 4. Most likely.
So let's talk about a team that honestly we don't have any idea what they're doing right now. And that's the Orlando Magic. So they're 21-51 last season. They're coached by Jamal Mosley, so brand new coach there. Scored 104 points a game, which was 29th overall. Gave up 113.3, which was 20th. 45.4 rebounds per game, which was 7th. So again, a lot of misses gives you an opportunity to get some rebounds. That helped them. Assists per game, 21.8, which was 28th. Shot a whopping 42.9% from the field. I think they were dead last in the league in that. 77.5 in free throws. Biggest signing that I saw from this team, it looked like, was Robin Lopez.
Yeah.
They got Markelle Fultz, who I'm not even sure is going to play at the beginning of the year. I believe he's got an injury at this point. And Mo Bamba.
Yeah, those aren't the biggest signings.
Who do you got?
Jalen Suggs, their 5th
That's
round
the draft.
pick.
I was getting to him. I was. Draft, but I said just signings, like pure signing.
Yeah, well,
no,
I mean,
again,
that's
so
bigger.
do you think Suggs is going to be enough to get this team at least to not be one of the worst teams in the East?
Oh no, they're going to be one of the worst teams.
Yeah.
But this is a new coach coming in. Okay, so the first thing that coach needs to do is instill some defense. Okay, and he's got to teach the kid. That's his job this year. Install defense, teach the kid. Because this team is going nowhere. So next year, that kid needs to make sure he's starting. And then you bring in your next draft pick. And it's going to be a high pick again. So that is how this team can get back on track. Forget everything the last few seasons. It doesn't matter. Because that's what you have to key in on.
So this is what I say. If you're Orlando and you're smart, you have a Ricky Valens night, and it becomes Mo La Bamba, right? And you could basically, I mean, now you get the fans in the seats, you get a little excitement, that Latin mix there down in Florida. You know what I mean? It's going to be perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Get the fans back in it. These guys play a little harder, and they still finish dead last in the East. But
So you need to get Lou Diamond Phillips in there.
Lou Diamond Phillips could come and show up to the game. I think.
Great.
That'll install some magic.
See, hey, look at that. See what we just did there? Look at us. We're geniuses.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on to the Charlotte Hornets, who went 33-39. They're coached by James Borrego.
See, like
Borrego.
you almost forget this team is still in the league, so because I only put Charlotte.
Charlotte Hornets, baby. Borrego's in there. You see that?
Yeah.
Gave up 100. They scored 109 points per game, which was 23rd. They gave up 111.4 points, which was 13th. 43.8 rebounds a game, 19th overall in the league. Assists 26.5, which was 5th. Shot 45.5% from the field and 76% from the free throw line. Kelly Oubre Jr., biggest signing it looks like. Obviously had the rookie of the year in LaMelo Ball. Gordon Hayward and his health issues. Can he stay healthy? And Terry Rozier, Scary Terry. What do we think about this team?
Depending on what Washington does, if they don't unload everybody, Charlotte will come in 4th, possibly 3rd.
So the thing with
it's
Charlotte,
not a bad team.
Let me ask you this question, though. Would you say they're a bigger disappointment than Boston? Just based on if you look at the names they have? No?
No.
Because this team is on the edge of making a huge upset. You might as well call them Denver Nuggets back in the day. I mean, they got a solid squad. Rozier, Hayward, Washington, Bridges, LaMelo Ball, Ish Smith, Bismack Biyombo. You can on that one.
What is that? Plumlee at center?
Plumlee, yep.
Yeah.
These kids can rip.
They're nice players. They're nice players.
LaMelo Ball.
You know, Ball is a great player.
Great.
But listen, if Hayward can't stay healthy, he's the glue that's going to hold this together.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's the guy that can get these. Again, he's that veteran leadership that team's going to need to try to get through.
And their bench comprises of all small forwards.
Yeah. True.
You know, they have what, one power forward and a point guard, and everybody else is a small forward on that bench.
So what about
not good?
Yeah, not good at all. Got to get some depth on that on the back end of it.
Yeah.
Washington Wizards, you had brought up, Ron. They finished 8th overall in the East, which was surprising. Yeah. Right from where they started, 34 and 38 overall. Coached by Wes Unseld Jr. Scored 116.6 points a game, which was 3rd. So you think about it from a scoring standpoint, extremely good. But gave up 118.5, which was 30th. So dead last in the league, giving up points. Rebounding 45.2, 8th. Assists per game, 25.5, which was 13th overall. Shot 47.5 from the field and 76.9 from the free throw line. Team had a lot of changes. Obviously, the trade Russell Westbrook to LA brought along Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. They signed Spencer Dinwiddie from the Brooklyn Nets.
I hate
Obviously,
that.
They have Bradley Beal. I kind of like this team a little bit. They're sneaky good. Sneaky good. I'm not saying they're going to, but I think it could be a 500 team and possibly continue to get into the playoffs again next season.
That's if Dinwiddie turns out to be a good point guard. Because somebody's got to dish the ball, and he's their only point guard. So, like, if he can't do it, this team is absolutely screwed. Absolutely screwed. They will do nothing if Dinwiddie can't get the job done.
So I think Kuzma's the key.
Yeah. Kuzma.
I mean, he was living in the shadow of LeBron. I don't think he was ever going to get out of it.
Yeah.
All the pressure in the world. Listen, no pressure now. Bradley Beal is one of the best players in the league. He finished 2nd overall scoring, right? But I don't think he doesn't have the same cachet as a LeBron James. He's not going to overshadow or overpower this kid. If he can become that player, you know what I mean? What did he average last season, Ron? Do you have that number in front of you?
13.6 rebounds.
He can be a 20-point-a-game guy.
He can be.
Right? So now that makes them a much better team. Pope, I like Pope. He's solid.
But look, he can only be that if somebody's getting him the ball. That's why this whole season for Washington relies entirely on Dinwiddie. Like, if he doesn't do the job, if he can't dish the ball, and we don't know if he can or not. Like, he had 3 assists last year. We don't know.
Yeah, I think but he was a role player in Brooklyn.
Right, and I understand that. But if he can't do it, Like, there's no track record saying he can. So
thanks for joining.
If he can't do it, this team is screwed because there won't be anybody to bring the ball up and distribute the ball properly, and that could create career lows for some of these players, including Deal.
I just think sneaky good.
I'm just saying.
Keep one eye on him. One eye. Because I just think that, listen, if it all comes together, they're not a bad team. All right.
No, but again, it's all up to Dinwiddie.
Yeah. So I'll start off this one, how I had this division going. I got Orlando at 5. I don't think there's any question that there's just so much work still to be done in Orlando.
First place, baby. No.
Right? You got Kenny. Kenny's going to probably finish in second because he loves the young kids. He likes the young kids. I got Washington at 4. But again, that all depends on if this team gels or not, because I could see them swapping with Charlotte at 3. Atlanta at 2, but it's going to be a dogfight between them and Miami. I got Miami at 1. I just think they've got too much talent, but I also see that the Hawks could definitely take the 1 spot if it all comes together for them as well. Kenny, who do you got?
I got the Magic at 5.
Oh, okay. I was waiting.
I got Washington at 4. Okay.
Yeah.
I got the Hornets at 3.
Yep.
Miami at 2.
Oh, he's got Atlanta.
And Atlanta at 1.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a clean sweep there for a moment.
So you got the same I got?
Yep.
Oh.
Orlando 5th, Washington 4th, Charlotte 3rd, Atlanta 2nd, Miami numero uno.
I think Miami. Look, I like Miami. I really do. I like them. But again, I think if Atlanta just continues that stretch like they had in the playoffs, they could be that 1 seed. They could be that 1 seed. All right, gentlemen, we're in the first hour here.
So before we go further, Eric,
yes.
I think you should go through like at least about a minute of what we got coming up and down the road, like with that special NFL thing and everything. And go through all of our stuff. So
if you're enjoying what you've seen so far, right? We're in the NBA preview show with Ron and Kenny. So we are live every Friday night on Rhode Island Broadcasting. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Follow us on Twitch. Subscribe, Rhode Island _broadcasting. Watch us on YouTube and Facebook on Rhode Island Broadcasting. Follow us on social media at Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter, at Broadcasting RI on Twitter, Sports _Unfolded on Instagram. You can also listen to us on our podcast. We have it on Amazon, Anchor, Google, and Spotify. So many different ways to watch us. We are also going to do a mid-season NFL show, which will kind of grade where these teams are, where we thought they were going to be, and who are surprise teams and who are the teams that we feel are disappointment. So that'll be coming up in about a few weeks now. We'll do it about week 9 of the NFL season. So we have that going on as well. And then obviously with the World Series coming up, once the World Series comes up, we'll do a World Series, maybe a preview show for the World Series. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. So that's what we got going on for Sports Unfolded. We're really excited. We definitely appreciate everybody that's subscribing, following, giving the bits. You guys have been amazing on Twitch tonight. Thank you all for that have joined so far. Check us out on Facebook at Sports Unfolded, on Twitter at Sports Unfolded as well. Love to get follow those as well because it'll give you a lot more information. We're on to the Western Conference, gentlemen. Got through that first hour. So the Western Conference, and here we go with the Northwest Division. And we're going to start off with a team that, let's just say Alex Rodriguez is proud to own now, I guess. I don't even know if he's still on. Did that ever officially go through? But Minnesota Timberwolves finished 13th overall in the West. They were 23-49. They're coached by Chris Finch. They scored 112.1 points a game, which was 18th. Gave up 117.7 points a game, which was 29th. 43.5 rebounds a game, which was 20th. 25.6 points, 6 assists per game, which was 11th. Shot 44.8% and free throws 76.1. No major signings that I saw. Obviously,
Well, they got Beverly.
They got Beverly in a trade,
Right.
which, I think he got traded twice during the offseason.
Yeah.
So Beverly, they got Karl Anthony Towns and then D'Angelo Russell. Is this team any better?
No.
No, not really.
Right?
No.
No.
So I don't know. Listen, at the end of the day, a lot of people have talked about trading for Towns, a couple different teams, and what he could bring. I don't know if that kid has the heart. I really don't, because I haven't seen him do anything to actually make Minnesota better.
No, and look, I remember when they traded Wiggins, who I felt that if they would have kept Wiggins and Towns together, I think they would have been better off. But I mean, you got a good trade for them, but they squandered it. Really.
Kenny, any opinions on him?
What was that?
Kenny, any opinions?
This team's dead in the water.
They're terrible. I mean, uh-oh. We're breaking up with Kenny again.
He has to
All right.
move. So he better prove it this year, or he's done.
Right, because I don't even think teams want to trade for him at this point, because I don't think they've seen enough in him to say, hey, look, this guy can help our team.
No.
Let's talk about
the motions.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I think he's getting paid. Let's talk about the team that finished first overall in the West, and that was the Utah Jazz. They went 52-20. They're coached by Quinn Snyder. Scored 116.4 points a game, which was fourth overall. 107.2 points against, which was third overall. The number one rebounding team in the league at 40.3. 23.7 assists per game, which was 23rd. 46.8% from the field and 79.9% from the free throw line. Re-signed Mike Conley, which was pretty big. Signed Rudy Gay. Hassan Whiteside, they signed. They obviously have Donovan Mitchell, Bogdanovich, and Rudy Gobert. Is this still the best team in the West?
I don't think so.
I think their style works for what they have. No.
I don't know. I mean, did they do it? To me, they didn't really do.
I like Whiteside now off the bench. I think that's a solid backup for Gobert. Donovan Mitchell is still one of the best young players in the league. Mike Conley is definitely still a quality veteran point guard that's going to do it, enough for them. And I think Quinn Snyder is one of the best coaches in the NBA. He's getting a lot out of that team. No, neither one of you. I can't sell you on it.
Look, I wasn't sold on them last year either.
Right, and think about what they did.
Know.
Best record in the league. Right?
Like, you look at them and it's like, okay, well, how are they doing this well? And
but it doesn't have to be pretty with them, right? It's like the Spurs back in those days. It was like they weren't pretty.
Yeah,
they weren't the high flyers. Their team was constructed the way it would work for what the players they had.
This is what I'm hoping that the Celtics can become.
Never gonna happen.
Like with a new coach installing a heart, because it seems like these players just get up and play every day.
So
it doesn't blow you away. Like those players don't blow me away.
The one player that does it, that's Donovan Mitchell, right? Who's part owner of the Utah Jazz? We all know who that is. He just bought on Dwayne Wade.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Right? So Dwayne Wade, if you think about what he did in Miami and how he could carry some of those teams, that's what this kid does for that organization. He's that spark plug. He's the reason why they were the number one team last season in the West. Because if you're overall, you're saying it, right? They don't have the most talent.
Yeah,
the Lakers have more talent. The Clippers have more talent, right? All these teams have more talent. He's that spark plug that gets all these other guys to play even better. And then you get one of the best defensive centers in the league. And it shows because then they're the third best team defensively as well. So not only are they scoring at a high clip, they're in the top 5, but they're also the best defensive team in the league in the top 5. You don't see that too often. That's what makes them a contender and makes it interesting for them because, again, it just depends on how they get seeded in the West. They could very easily be in the Western Conference Finals, possibly trying to compete for a finals. And I gave Kenny gas. That's what Kenny got from that. All right. We're going to move on to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
OKC.
OKC, baby. 22-50 last year. They're coached by Mark Denault.
Remember when this team mattered?
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
What a
and
dismantling.
Think about it, right? They had Durant, Harden, and Westbrook at one point.
Like,
imagine if those guys had just stayed together for all those years. How dominant they would have been.
Oh my God, it would have been ugly everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like they could have easily three-peated.
Yeah, they would have dominated. Mm-hmm. So points per game, 105 per game, which was 28th. 115.6 against, which was 26th. They were 6th rebounding, though, 45.6. 27th assists at 22.1. Shot 44.1% and 72.5 from the free throw line. I didn't see any big signings. The best players, it looks like, is Derek Favors and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, that's
Do you guys see anything that I missed?
No.
Baisley, 14 points. That's what they got. And what is it? Gilgeous-Alexander, whatever.
Yeah, he's one of the best players.
Yeah, 24 points.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's it. That's their offense right there. Those two guys.
Look, they didn't do anything to improve defensively. I don't think they didn't do anything to improve, shooting the ball. It's another bad year for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But they got a ton of draft picks, so at some point they're going to get one of these right.
Yeah, they haven't yet.
It's like walking into a store and they're remodeling, and once you walk in on the left, the sign says, "Pardon us while under construction."
Yeah, that's where they are.
This
They
is what they are.
drafted Josh Giddey this year.
Do you feel like they're one of these? So Kenny, right? What happens in like 2 years when you're like, wow, this store looks the same? It's the same store.
Yeah, what, they run out of money?
So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything for the next few years. I know they're trying to bulk up on a lot of draft picks and see if they can turn this thing around at some point. But first of all, they're a small market team. No players want to go there, so that hurts them. So they can't sign anybody to go there and try to rebuild around. Nope. I just don't know. I think hopefully they could get some sparky players that can, make some noise at some point, but this ain't the season for that. Let's talk about the Portland Trailblazers, who every year we keep saying like, hey, this team's finally going to be, a contender, and somehow they just middle of the ground. But 42-30 last season, made a coaching change. So Chauncey Billups is now the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. They were the 5th best scoring team in the league last season at 116.1. but gave up 114.3 points a game, which was 23rd. Rebound, 44.5 points, which was 12th overall, and assist 21.3, which was 30th. So the worst team distributing the basketball last season. Shot 45.3%, 82.3 from the free throw line. Re-signed Norman Powell. Thought that was a good signing to re-sign him. Signed Tony Snell, who's a solid player. Obviously, have Damian Lillard, have C.J. McCollum. Robert Covington is going to be the key.
They also picked up Nance.
Larry Nance Jr. Yeah.
That was a good signing because you're adding 9 points and 7 boards to your roster. And if Covington does hold on to the job, holds off Nance, it's still, even if they split time, I mean, you're looking at that position could give you 18 points.
They needed the improvement there. Yeah.
And if you can push that number up to, say, 21, just 3 points One guy gets 2 more, one guy gets 1 more. You're talking 3 points a game means a lot for this team because they weren't good defensively. And then you add Chauncey Billups into this mix, and if you don't think that's the one area where he's going to target that they need to improve is their defense, I mean, this has all the makings of a team that could take this division.
Wow. Oof. I don't know about that, but okay.
I think they can.
I like the Billups.
And you, by signing Billups, you're also going to keep Lillard happy.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But does Chauncey Billups, first-year coach, how much of an impact can he have? He's never coached in the NBA, so we don't know what kind of coach he's going to be, and B, how quickly he's going to adapt to the game and be able to, defensively get these guys better. We don't know what he's going to be able to teach and train.
The way he played can tell you everything because he was like having a coach on the floor, and he is just going to take that, use that, and bring it forward as an actual coach.
Big shot Billups.
Big shot Billups, baby. I don't know about taking this division because the next team that's in here too is the Denver Nuggets.
Yep.
They went 47-25. They're coached by Mike Malone. They had the MVP of the league in Nikola Jokic. Right? They were 8th overall in scoring at 115.1, 8th defensively at 110.1, 44.4 rebounds a game, 13th, 26.8 assists per game, which was 5th overall, 48.5% from the field, 80.3% free throw shooters. Added Jeff Green and Austin Rivers. So again, just solid veteran guys who can do a few different things for you. They don't need the big points. Obviously, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr. as their big three. I honestly think this team is they're going to overpass Utah in my eyes.
Yeah.
Any opinions, gentlemen?
Oh no, I totally agree with you.
I totally agree.
Right? So I don't think Portland gets by them or Utah, and I think Denver, honestly, Jokic is just unreal. And I think we had Paul Rogers on, Ron, when we did our triple play that time, and he said it. You don't see a big man that can do everything that Jokic can do. Not only can he score, but he can assist, he can rebound. He's the total package.
26 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists.
Right? Like
he has more assists than almost every point guard in the league.
Right? So it's insane. To me, he's definitely one of those keys. To them just continue to be one of the top teams in the league. So Michael Porter Jr. is going to be the next key as well. Right? Because the expectation is that he's going to – what did he average? 19 points, Ron?
19.7 rebounds.
Right? So if we can get him to 25 in Denver, Aaron Gordon needs to be Aaron Gordon, though, and not – he didn't look like himself in Denver after that trade. He wasn't the same, Aaron Gordon. Right? I like this team. I like this team a lot.
Oh, I do too.
Definitely this division. How do you got the division going, gentlemen?
Okay, I'll go first.
All right.
I don't want anybody to steal my thunder.
Hey,
sitting in dead last at 5th place. Number 4, I have Minnesota. Because Oklahoma is just bad. Number 3, I have Utah.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I have Portland.
Wow.
And number 1, I have Denver.
Wow.
Did you switch with Kenny's list? Did you guys switch accidentally or?
What are you talking about?
We
just talked about Denver and Portland and Utah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I have Utah finishing 3rd in that division.
All right. I got it this way. I got Minnesota last in 5th place. OKC at 4. And I'm not saying it's probably a game or two between the two of them. It's not going to be like this astronomical, but I don't think either one of those teams are very good. Portland at 3, Utah at 2, and I got Denver. I got Denver at 1.
Wow.
We're not that far off.
Wow.
I don't know.
Deep.
Yeah, that's deep. What you got, bro? What you got?
Wow. Well, surprisingly, I got OKC at 5. Yeah, because they're terrible. Minnesota, 4.
But that's what I'm saying. Those two could be. I'm playing. They're battle in last place.
Yeah. Utah 3, Portland 2, Nuggets 1.
Look at you two.
Same as Ron.
Look at his list.
Ron knows basketball. You know basketball, Ron? Ron, you know basketball?
Wait, he had my list?
He had the exact same thing you had. That's pretty.
Oh, wow. That's scary.
That is. That shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen, gentlemen. All right. We'll go on to the Pacific Division. And this one has a lot of teams with a lot of swag, as we'll call it. The Golden State Warriors will be the first team we discuss. They were 39-33 last season, coached by Steve Kerr. Had the top points scorer in the league in Steph Curry last season. Scored 113.7 points per game, so the 12th overall, 112.7 against, which is 18th. 43 rebounds per game, which was 22nd. They were the number 1 assist team in the league at 27.7. Shot 46.8 from the field and free throw 78.5. Signed Andre Iguodala, Avery Bradley, and Otto Porter Jr. were the 3 that I noticed. Obviously, they still got Steph Curry, Draymond Green. Questions would be at Klay Thompson, Wiggins, who isn't vaccinated as well and would not be able to play in any home games for them. And then their rookie last season, Wiseman, and what he can bring to the table. So are the Warriors back to what we need them to be and a contender for the West?
No.
Of course.
From what I understand, Kuminga is going to be starting, and so they're going to be starting a rookie small forward. So what does that tell you about somebody else that was normally in that spot?
Wiggins? They have to replace Wiggins.
No, they have Wiggins as the starting shooting guard.
He's not even gonna play for them.
I'm just saying, this team is in trouble. I think they're in trouble.
When's Klay Thompson back?
That's
right.
What I'm saying.
That's the question.
They need the Splash Brothers back.
If he comes back, game over. Game over. Okay? Because let me tell you something. That dynamic duo, them two, are bad. Let me tell you something.
Mamma Jammas.
Did you see Steph just score 41 points in a preseason game? 41 points like it was nothing? Are you kidding me?
I'm not
Actually,
doubting.
Kenny, it was nothing because it was a preseason game.
So the thing you got to look at this though. I think they've lost the swag.
I think so too.
Not at all.
I think Klay. Listen, I love Klay. I think he was a phenomenal player. The problem is, I don't know if he could stay healthy again. Like it's once you get your legs that start to go, and they need him for sure. Draymond Green is not the same player he was 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? You're asking a lot from Steph. Iguodala is what, 40? He's got to be close to 40.
Yeah, he's 40. He is 40.
Right? Avery Bradley, who I liked defensively, but think about it. Since he's left Boston, he's never been the same player.
Nope.
They need these young kids to be able to produce. And if they're not going to have Wiggins for 50% of the games as well, that hurts them.
Do they still have Avery Bradley?
They just signed him.
Oh. Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know where they can go. So let's look at.
I'm telling you.
They're going to be better than Sacramento.
So let's talk about Sacramento. Very good segue, Ron. That was perfect.
Nice.
They went 31-41 last season. They're coached by Luke Walton. They scored 113.7 points a game, which was 11th. 117.4 points against, which was 28th. 41.4 rebounds per game, which was dead last. So they were the worst rebounding team in the league. 25.5 assists, which was 12th. They shot 48.1% from the field and 74.5 from the free throw line. Only big signing. Oh, go ahead.
You know what this team is looking forward to? Halloween. Because Luke Walton is going to bring his dad to the party, and they're going to go as Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader.
Oh, he could go as Chewbacca.
I am your father.
He goes as Chewbacca. Think about it. Chewbacca's big. I mean, that would be
but
great.
no, it would be Luke and Darth Vader because Darth Vader is
father.
Luke's
I got
father.
you. Very good. Spoiler
That's
alert:
what
in
they're
case
looking
nobody's ever
forward.
seen Star Wars. You just ruined it for him for the rest of their life.
Oh man.
Oh well, such is life.
Alex Len is their biggest signing that I saw. Center. Marvin Bagley Jr. Buddy Hield.
Sacramento signed Tristan Thompson, didn't they?
DeAndre. It doesn't matter. DeAndre Fox and Harrison Barnes are their best players. Fox is being wasted on this team. That's my opinion.
Yeah, he is.
And Buddy Hield's one of the best shooters in the league. They need to trade these guys. On teams that they could actually make a difference.
Wait a minute, but if they have two pieces, if they can get a third piece, say Tristan Thompson has a great year.
Let it go. Let it go. Yeah, you're trying here, and it's not working.
But look, this team's gonna look. All seriousness,
it brings them closer to the Kardashians. He's on the West Coast.
They have Fox and Hield. Okay, if they can get a big guy, and maybe
Bagley's got to step up.
Maybe this team can actually do something.
You're my numbers guy. What did
Bagley
Bagley average?
Away from changing their direction.
What did Bagley average last year?
14.7 rebounds.
He's got to be an 18 and 10 guy.
Yeah, they need him to be 20, to be honest.
Really, right? But I don't know, man. Every year they disappoint me. And I like Luke Walton as a coach. I don't know. I just think he's got a bad rap in LA.
I think they're heading in the right direction, is what I'm saying. I make jokes about them and all that, but
they are by far in the worst division. Like,
they don't want to be in this division.
Standpoint, like every team above them is a playoff team.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you compete in that?
Right.
So you're taking all your luck. You probably can beat other teams. If they were in the East, they'd be one of the better teams.
Yeah.
That division's brutal.
Yeah, it is.
So we're going to talk about the team that finished second overall in the West, second in the NBA, and that would be the Phoenix Suns, who went 51-21. Coached by Monty Williams. Thought he did a great job last season. They scored 115.3 points a game, which was 7th overall. Gave up 109.5, which was 7th overall. So both top 10. Rebounds, 23rd overall in the league at 42.9, but third in assists at 26.9. Shot 49% from the field, 83.4 from the free throw line. Re-signed Cameron Payne, so good backup, solid. Re-signed Chris Paul, kept him in Phoenix. Signed JaVale McGee. I thought that was a great signing for them as well, just to give him some more depth. Obviously, you have Devin Booker, who's one of the best young stars in the league. DeAndre Ayton, who I thought made huge strides in the playoffs and definitely became one of those top, big men in the league. And then Mikal Bridges. Can this team get back to the finals?
Maybe. They can get back to the finals.
Wow. You didn't sound very convincing in that, but they won't. There we go. There it is again.
They can get back to the finals, but they won't.
Kenny, what do they need to get back to the finals?
They need to pay that man his money.
I do like this team, though. Like, I'm looking at it. The bench is solid.
No, their center.
Oh, Ayton?
Yep, need to pay that man his money because he did a real good job in the playoffs last year. Real good job.
Did a good job all season.
Yeah. So
14 points, 11 rebounds.
Yeah.
They're constructed to go back.
Yeah, they are.
But the thing is, listen, if we can all say that Chris Paul probably exceeded what expectation was because he hadn't been Chris Paul for a couple years, right? We started to see the age a little bit. We started to see him slowing down.
Injuries, fatigue,
right? Injuries. Like he turned that corner, reversed the hands of time last season and was Chris Paul of old. Like he made the difference for that team.
He was a true point guard too with 9 assists.
And then hence why they lost in the finals because he wasn't the same Chris Paul in the finals because he had that injury.
Yeah.
Right? I just think this division's way too tough, and it's going to be very hard for them to go back. These teams are going to beat each other up the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the next team we're going to talk about is the Clippers. And the Clippers went 47-25. They're coached by Tyronn Lue. They scored 114 points per game, which was 10th. Fourth best defensively at 107.8. 44.2 rebounds per game, which was 17th. 24.4 assists per game, which was 17th. Shot 48.2% from the field and 83.9% from the free throw line. Obviously, re-signed Kawhi Leonard, which was really big. Reggie Jackson, Nicholas Batum, Justice Winslow, I thought was a sneaky signing there. Got Eric Bledsoe in a deal. And then, obviously, they have Paul George. What do we think about the Clippers?
I think adding Bledsoe definitely helps. Definitely helps. Between him and Reggie Jackson in the backfield, point guard coming off the bench and stuff, I think
Backcourt, buddy. Backcourt.
No, I'm talking about just the point guard.
Yeah, I know, but you said backfield. And,
did I say backfield? Oh, I'm sorry.
We're not talking football, we said today.
Yeah, no, but I think that eases the burden of Paul George. Like, because you have now two guys that are very adept in bringing the ball up the court. And I know I've been hopping on this a lot today, but it is so true in this league.
I feel like if you were building a team from scratch, you're starting at point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just feel that's
to have a good one.
See it. Yeah,
and I think Bledsoe is going to add a lot to this team.
I think he's better than Beverly. I think he's a better point guard than Beverly.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
Listen, the only downfall for the Clippers right now is going to be the health of Kawhi Leonard.
Yep.
Right, because again, he is a guy who takes games off. Right, the classic NBA rest. Right, we're going to give him a rest day and all this, but he also gets hurt a lot.
Yeah,
he's been hurt consistently.
Well, they're trying to avoid that.
So I don't even think he's starting the season. I think he's still recovering from surgery he got in the offseason. So I don't even think Kawhi will be playing early on in the season for them.
That could be why Winslow is there.
Yeah, and again, now you got Paul George, who's going to have to, again, take on more of a role, and we'll have to see how that all works out. So the most interesting team in this division is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers, right? So they went 42-30 last season, coached by Frank Vogel. They had the assist. They have the current assist leader from last season. That's Russell Westbrook. Obviously, the numbers that they had are all effective at this point because they've gotten the entire team is completely different. So they scored 109 points a game, gave up 106, which was second overall. So defensively, Vogel definitely, has a defensive mind to him. But after that, I would just say that let's just look at the signings. So Malik Monk, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Kent Bazemore, Kendrick Nunn, Trevor Ariza. They obviously made the trade for Russell Westbrook. They've got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Who's beating this team in the West?
Who's beating the team?
Father Time.
Well, that's basically it.
Right.
I hear the new sponsor is going to be a MASH reboot TV show. So Ben Gay is also a new sponsor.
Depends.
the Pens.
Yes,
These are all the new sponsorships for this team.
AARP. Yep, we got you.
Yeah. So look. I mean, on paper that looks awesome, but we all know that they're not playing full seasons.
No, none of them.
None of them.
And their best guy is honestly probably Anthony Davis, who can never stay healthy.
No, he can't. He can't. And we saw this last year. And we had this discussion, on whether or not he can stay healthy. And I remember that conversation. It's like literally, I think it was days later where he got hurt.
Yeah. Listen, the only thing I would say is this. We've seen what Tom Brady can do at 44. LeBron James is got that same mentality. When you tell him he can't do something, his determination to make it happen. If he can honestly motivate this team enough to say, look, and they don't have any health issues, they're the best team in the West.
But the problem is, here's the problem I have with him. It's like, damn well he's making the decisions who's coming to play there.
No, without a doubt.
Okay? When he's making those decisions, you don't win. You don't win championships. It just doesn't happen. It never does. When he's dictating who he wants to play, he's done it last year, the year before. He's like, oh, I want this guy. They sign him, and then it turns out to be a disaster. Look, there's no way if I'm a franchise and LeBron James wants to be GM, I'm not hiring him. It's not happening because there's no way I'm letting him build the team.
So,
sorry. I think this is a circus waiting to happen.
What about Rondo back in LA as well? It worked well for him. He was on that championship team.
I know. But how old is Rondo now?
Yeah.
But what do you need from him? He's backing up Westbrook.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty solid, backup.
That's if he even gets into the lineup. Because who you gonna sit none? 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists.
No.
You gonna sit him for Rondo? No.
So of the guys that they have signed, who's going to have the biggest impact?
Rondo is there for one thing and one thing only. He is there just in case Westbrook gets hurt because he's old. That's what he's there for.
And honestly, Westbrook's the youngest of them.
Oh, I know that. I'm just saying, but he has more mileage.
All right, so let's see how we got these divisions. Ron, lead us off.
Number 1 and 2 are very difficult for me, but number 5, Sacramento. Number 4, Golden State.
Yeah.
Number 3, I have the Lakers. And I have actually changed my mind 4 or 5 times on who I wanted at number 1. I went with Phoenix number 2 and the Clippers number 1.
Wow.
But that don't mean it turns out that way in the playoffs. Gentlemen,
is the Sports Unfolded exclusive. You don't get this anywhere else. I'm going to tell you right now, that is an upset waiting to happen. Kenny, I know you've got this different.
Of course I got what? I got San Antonio at 5. I got
San Antonio. I got
the Clippers at 4.
All right, Sacramento. You said San Antonio. Sacramento.
San Antonio got 5.
Sure. Okay.
Clippers at 4. The Lakers at 3.
6. Cooling's back in the house. Hold on, Kenny. Time out. Yeah. Cooling back in the house. We didn't think we'd ever see you again, Cooling, after those Colts and what they've been this season. I'm proud to see you back, brother. So it's nice to see you. Welcome to the Sports Unfolded NBA preview show. And go ahead, Kenny. I am so sorry to interrupt you. But I had to get in there.
San Antonio at 5. Clippers at 4.
He said San Antonio again.
Sacramento, Kenny.
I'm sorry.
Sacramento, 5.
San Antonio at 5. Clippers at 4. Wait, San Antonio.
No, Sacramento.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sacramento at
The
5.
Kings. The Kings.
Okay.
Kenny.
Sacramento at 5.
Yeah.
Clippers at 4.
Clippers
Lakers
at
at 3.
Wow.
Suns at 2. And
No,
Golden
it's
State
not.
at 1.
Wow. Wow.
If Clay comes back and he can stay healthy,
He's not.
Wow.
them boys are gonna put up shots. They're
Play
gonna
sign
blow
somewhere else.
people out.
I just don't. What are we doing? What are we doing here, gentlemen? Listen, Sacramento at 5. I think we all agree. And if
Well,
San Antonio was in this division, yes, Kenny, they would be in 5th. So either way you look at it, you probably got that one right. I got the Warriors at 4.
Yeah,
Way
so
too
do
many
I.
questions. Way too many questions. Clippers at 3. Number 2, the Lakers. Phoenix still holds on to the number 1 spot there. Sorry, Cooley, man. I had to, brother. We haven't seen you. We've been doing some football. Haven't seen you. We missed you. We missed the Colts banter. So I had to bring it up. I said the next time you were on, I had to mention it about the Colts. But we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here. But I just think Phoenix, again, still, they're the cream of the crop in this division. Cream of the crop. We're on to our final division, gentlemen. And that is the Southwest Division. And we've got a couple of interesting teams here, and then some that aren't so interesting. But let's start off with the Dallas Mavericks, who went 42-30 last season. They coached by now Jason Kidd. They scored 112.4 points a game, so 17th overall. Points against was 110.2, which was 9th. 43.3 rebounds, which was good for 21st. 22.9 on the assists, which surprised me, 26th overall. Shot 47% and then 77.8 from the free throw line. Biggest signing, they re-signed Tim Hardaway Jr. Obviously, they have Luka and Kristaps Porzingis. What do we think with the new coaching change? Does this make them a better team?
Yes. It does. I think they're going to do quite well, actually. Like, who do they have in this division? This division isn't that great.
Division is pretty bad.
So I think Dallas kind of walks away with this series. This
Division. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm listen. We all know what Luka brings. I don't think that's the question with this team. It's Porzingis. Tim Hardaway Jr. can be the same player he was last season for them. And I know, Ron, what was his numbers last season? I love my stat guy. You're awesome tonight. We lost Kenny again.
17 points, 3 rebounds.
So I think he's got to be a 20-point guy. He's got to be the 20-point guy. Porzingis needs to be a double-double guy.
Yeah,
Well,
he pretty much was.
Right? So Porzingis sticks there.
Rebounds.
You get 20-plus points. Yeah, but losing the second round. I mean, very, very well could, because, again, the West is loaded again. It's very deep, very, very deep. But in this division, they're by far the best team in the division.
Yeah.
But here's an interesting team, and the Memphis Grizzlies. Listen, they have one of the best young superstars as well. I mean, we keep talking about these young superstars and what we're getting, right? I love this kid, John Morant, right? Coached by Taylor Jenkins. He doesn't think KP will be a double-double guy. Okay. But so they averaged 113.3 points a game, which was 15th, 112.3 against, which was 16th. Rebounds, one of the best rebounding teams in the league. So they were 46.5, which was 4th overall. 4th in assists as well as a team, 26.9. Shot 46.7 from the field and 77.1 from the free throw line. I didn't see any big signings for this team. So if I missed one, gentlemen, please fill me in on that. Obviously, we're going to talk about John Morant, Dylan Brooks, Steven Adams. Those are probably their big 3. Do they have enough to at least compete in the West?
By compete, you mean maybe
Playoff
finish?
team.
No.
You don't have them in the playoffs.
No, I don't.
They made the playoffs last season. They were 8th seed.
I don't have them in the playoffs.
Don't have them in the playoffs. So I think John Morant's one of those kids that makes a difference. And he just seems like he's a special player. He does a lot of different things. So it's not just his scoring ability, but it's him getting the team involved. Listen, if you're fourth in rebounding and fourth in assist, you're showing a team game there, which is important.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So they bottom again. Wow. So, I mean, but again, like we said, we talk about this division where they're at. Again, San Antonio Spurs, which is the next team we're going to discuss, they went 33-39, coached by obviously the great Greg Popovich. He's been around for quite some time. Numbers don't blow you away. They scored 111.1 points a game, which was 20th. Gave up 112.8, which was 19th. 43.9 rebounds per game, 18th. Assists per game, 24.4, 16th in the league. 46.2% from the field and 79.2 from the free throw line. So, I mean, middle of the ground all the way across the board for the Spurs last season. Biggest signing I saw was Doug McDermott. And then I saw Thaddeus Young and Al Farik Aminu are the the two guys that I saw on their team. I don't see enough talent on this team at all. Losing Patty Mills hurt, right? That's a big loss. We talked about Patty Mills being, in Brooklyn and what that's going to mean.
Yeah, they got Murray going to be their point guard, and they better hope he pans out because they really don't have another one.
Yeah, they don't have much. This is probably his worst team he's ever had. Pop.
You know why? You know why?
Why?
You got All-Americans. He needs a French. He needs a Spaniard. He needs international players. That's all he's ever had. That's all he ever had.
Other than Duncan. Duncan and Robin.
What he needs is Tony Parker and Tim Duncan.
That's what he needs. I think the problem is, listen, and granted, football's my favorite sport, so I keep reverting back. But if you look at what like the New England Patriots with Belichick and being there for so long and having the great player, he's in that same boat now. Like, how does he replace a Duncan? How do you replace a Manu Ginobili, a Tony Parker? And it's not as easy. And once you eventually that starts to fade, and I think he's on that backside of this is the first time you're going to see him lose for a couple of years in a row. Yeah. And then hopefully they get back in the draft and get one of those players. They got lucky with the Duncan that year. They got the number one. I mean, who knows what happens? But listen, to me, they're battling it out with Houston in this division for the worst team in the division. And I mean, the Rockets didn't do anything to improve as well. They were dead last in the West last season at 17-55. They're coached by Steven Silas. They scored 108.8 points a game, which was 24th overall. Gave up 116.7, which was 27th overall. 27th in rebound.
They got some promising players, though. I mean, Wall is a very good player. Like
5 years ago.
Yeah.
He's still good. He got 21 points last year, 7 assists. What do you want from a
Yeah, he's mid-30s.
That's what you want.
He's a mid-30s guy. Yeah. Listen, they got Eric Gordon. Again, it just Daniel Tice.
Yeah, that's the one that puzzles me that he's going to be their starting power forward.
Right. Dante Exum. I didn't even know that guy was still playing basketball.
Me neither.
They did draft Jalen Green. And I know, Kenny, you're kind of big on the drafts here. So what do you think about Jalen Green?
I think that was a good pick. I think that was a good pickup. Jalen Green?
Yeah.
He's stud. He's a real stud. He's going to be good. The more years, going to be good.
We see them make enough improvement to actually not be in the basement.
Not this year, no.
No. So about a couple years away. Right? We'd probably all agree on that?
Nope.
I don't. Ron's probably got him in third. I can't right now with you guys.
No. I haven't beating San Antonio.
Well, okay.
San Antonio's got nothing.
We've got one more team to talk about. And that's the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah.
31-41. Coached by Willie Green. So new coach there as well.
Willie Green.
They were ninth in scoring at 114.6. They gave up 114.9. So they were dead even there. Rebounding. 47.4, which was third overall. Assists 26, 10th. 47.7% from the field. 72.9 from the free throw line. Only signing I saw that I thought was of any key was Josh Hart. They got Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, who is out, I believe, for the beginning of the season as well with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
What do we think about the Pelicans? Are they a playoff team?
Yeah.
Wow.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Don't they have Giannis?
Yeah, I have them at the number 8 spot.
So is the playoffs again the 7 through 10? I believe they're
I
doing
don't
that
know,
again this year.
but I'm saying they're going to be in the 8th spot, whether it's a play-in, whatever it is. I don't know how it's going to work out, but
okay.
I think they're good enough to get there, mostly because they're going to beat up on a couple of these teams. It's not going to be easy for them by no means because there's a lot of good, deep teams in the West.
That's what hurts them.
Yeah, but they get the benefit of having to play Houston and San Antonio a lot, while a team like Golden State, who I have 4th, only has the luxury of beating up on one team.
Yeah.
So, like Golden State loses out, even though I think Golden State is a better team than New Orleans. New Orleans gets in because it has a better schedule to play.
Gotcha. How do you have this division going?
I got Spurs at 5, Rockets at 4, Grizzlies at 3, New Orleans at 2, and the Mavs at 1.
Okay.
That's exactly what I got.
You got the same exact one again. That's 2 out of this thing. You guys agreed. I got Houston at 5, San Antonio at 4. I just think the coaching gets them a couple more wins. New Orleans at 3, Memphis at 2, and Dallas at 1.
Wow, you have Memphis beating out New Orleans, huh?
Yes. Yeah. I just don't know. Zion, A's got to stay healthy. And then B, there's even talk of rumblings that he wants out of New Orleans as well. So I don't know if his heart's in it to be there. And I'm never sold on Brandon Ingram. I think he's a good player. I don't think the hype with Brandon Ingram's, to me, is a little over.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that team.
All right. So, gentlemen, we've got to figure out who we've got going to the finals and then who's winning it all.
Well, why don't we pick?
Look.
No, because finals. At least give the semifinals so we can get top 2.
Okay. All right. So, who do you got in the East? Who's your semifinals, Ron?
Philadelphia and Brooklyn, if Ben Simmons stays.
Okay.
If not, it is Brooklyn and Miami.
Okay. All right. Kenny?
Brooklyn and the Nets.
Wait, what?
Brooklyn and the Nets. We're back on Kenny, what are you drinking over there, brother? I want some of it. I want some of it.
That's the same team.
Or whatever you have. Can I have some of it?
I got Brooklyn. And the.
It's actually not a bad pick. I can see that.
Brooklyn and the Bulls. I've got Milwaukee and I got Miami. I think Miami with Jimmy Butler.
And who do you have winning?
So who do I have winning in the East?
Yes.
Miami.
Wow.
Miami. What about the West, gentlemen? West. What do we got?
Well, I got Brooklyn winning.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. Yes, you got Brooklyn. So you got Brooklyn in the East, and you got Brooklyn in the East, and I got Miami. All right. So then in the West.
Clippers, Phoenix.
Okay. I think we're all going to have a different team on this one. Kenny?
I got Golden State.
I love him. I don't know what year he's in.
Curry's going to average 75 points a game.
Yeah, pretty much. Golden State and the Warriors.
Portland.
Golden State and Portland.
Yeah.
Wow.
Golden State,
Okay.
Portland.
All
And
right.
Golden State.
Golden State. So you got Golden State versus Brooklyn for the finals. I've got in the West. I've got Denver and LA. The Lakers. So I got the Lakers and Denver in the Western Conference Finals. Ron, who do you got winning in the West?
Did I say my teams yet?
You said your two teams. You said the Clippers and Phoenix.
I'm gonna go with the Clippers.
So, see, we both
LA versus New York this year.
versus the Knicks. Oh, Brooklyn.
No, Brooklyn.
Okay, I was like New York Knicks. Where they come from? So I got Miami versus LA Lakers.
Oh no,
Ron,
no.
who you
Come
picking?
on.
Who's your winner?
I'm
Who's
going
winning the
Brooklyn.
championship?
I'm going Brooklyn.
You're going Brooklyn. Kenny,
Without Irving.
Golden State.
Golden State's winning it all.
Yeah. Clay's going to be back. They're going to be stronger than ever. 2-man game.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay. All right.
Telling you.
I've got the Miami Heat defeating the LA Lakers
Thank
and winning
God.
the championship.
Thank God.
Jimmy Butler gets his ring.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing Miami win it.
Jimmy
I
Butler
wouldn't
gets
mind.
his ring.
I had them, and I'm like, I wanted to pull the trigger, and I was like, because the way
just
I
think there's
did
too
it.
many questions with Brooklyn. I don't trust it.
Well, the problem
And then-
I had is I had Brooklyn having to play Miami before that, and that made me.
And one of the things we talked about with the Lakers, right? It's the same thing with Brooklyn. Though Durant hasn't played a full season in a while.
I know that.
Harden's been hurt, right? Last season. Kyrie won't play for them. They're not going to have a big three probably all year.
No.
I think that hurts them. I think that puts them in a worse seed, which and ultimately helps Miami. But listen, first and foremost, great show. Great show, gentlemen. I appreciate the time. I want to tell everybody that's been watching, if you want to watch Sports Unfolded, we're live every Friday night at 6 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Rhode Island _broadcasting on Twitch. Subscribe. We appreciate it. We've gotten a ton of bits from you guys tonight. We appreciate that as well. Follow us on social media on Sports Unfolded, at Sports Unfolded on Facebook and Twitter, at Broadcasting RI on Twitter, Sports _Unfolded on Instagram. You can listen to us on our podcasts on Amazon, Anchor, Google, and Spotify. So many different ways to listen, watch. Appreciate all the support. We have picked our finals. We have picked our NHL finals. We've picked our NFL finals. So we're going to have to see how we all pan out at the end. But stay tuned. In a few weeks, we're going to do an NFL. I know a lot of NFL fans out there cooling. You got to make sure you're in this one. We are going to do our mid-season gradings for the NFL season and see where we think that teams are and where they currently are in the realm of it. But gentlemen, great show. Appreciate the time. Appreciate all your dedication on these stats. Ron, great numbers. Kenny, Golden State Warriors winning it all. I knew I would get something out of you that would just, mind-blowing every time. Mind-blowing. So to all the fans out there that have watched live, thank you so much. Gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll see you on Friday night. Peace.
Peace.
Take care, everybody. Thank you.